All right, welcome back. Update number 3 for this round. This video specifically is going to be talking about the braking system. So in this case, brakes are like 99% installed. Well, maybe 95%. Either way, just a quick update on the type of brakes. So I'm using Wilwood 6-piston front calipers with 14-inch rotor. And then in the back, I've got some Wilwoods, also 4-piston with I think it's a 12.7, maybe it's 13-inch rotor, something like that. Either way, that's, it's the bigger of the Corvette sizes, we'll call it. Have some wheel spacers on the back. The track on the rear of the GTM is quite a bit smaller, narrower than a Corvette. Well, in comparison to the front, I should say. So because of that, Factory 5 gives you some wheel spacers. So in case you want to use the factory wheels, you can. Now, I have them on there because the set of wheels that I bought just kind of as rollers. These are off like a C6Z06, I think, 20-inch. They're not the right offset, so I got to use the spacers. Ideally, when I do go to buy a set of wheels for this thing, I'll get the rears with a lower offset than the fronts so that they don't have to have the spacers. I prefer to remove those. Anyways, so as you can see here, brake lines are ran. Now I don't have this clipped in place yet, but you can see it's actually attached to the chassis brake line there. Front and rear are all completed. Here we've got the Wilwood Master setup. Normally these have rear front clutch, no clutch because it's an EV, obviously. As you can see, I've got brake fluid in the front. Fronts are bled and they work, so that's pretty awesome. Rears, I just hooked up today, haven't had a chance to put fluid in them and bleed them. But we're gonna go underneath the car and kind of show you how things are ran down there. So up here, the fronts, we got a T. This goes to the passenger side. I'm sorry, this goes to the driver's side. And this little curlicue side here goes to the passenger side, runs across there, comes out, and attaches to the brake hose itself. And I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna raise this up and show you underneath. All right, so we're gonna look under the car here. As you can see, I've got some high voltage cables just kind of hanging down. Obviously these things are gonna get tied up at some point. Either way, we're going up to the front of the car. And now I haven't like bracketed this thing in place yet. It's just kind of like mocked up. But you can see here, we've got the brake line where it comes down from the master cylinder. Hopefully you can see that, it's right enough. And it runs through the tunnel, follows the coolant and electrical lines back to here. And then we've got a T. This T goes to driver's side and passenger side. And then it's bent up inside here where it does make its way out to the brake hoses that go to the calipers themselves. One other thing on the brakes, this is a problem I didn't expect to have, but that's okay. It's kind of my own doing. So normally when you use a Corvette motor in this, the emergency brake is able to come kind of right through this area and attaches to this guy. So this, each side goes to the drum that's in the rear calipers, or inside the rear rotors rather. And you've got a single brake line, or brake cable that comes from the handbrake and goes to these guys. You pull it, it pulls these. The problem is I didn't have a place to put this that wasn't going to interfere with the batteries I've already got in place, which I'm not moving because that was impossible to find a place for all these, or hang underneath the car, which is not ideal either. So because of that, or instead of doing that, I'm going to, actually just got this in the mail today, or actually yesterday, I guess. So this company, eStop, they build a, just like the package says, electronic emergency brake. And that is gonna go and attach to this guy somehow. It'll get mounted back here, and then the brakes will be just like modern cars, like my Tesla Model 3, where anytime you press the emergency brake, it pulls on these guys and keeps it in place. Super important for this car being an EV also. There is no park crawl in the automatic transmission, nor is there an engine through a transmission to keep it from rolling. So obviously that guy's super important. So anyways, getting pretty close on the brakes. The brakes are so simple on this. I am hoping that the Master is strong enough, because it doesn't have vacuum assist, that I don't have to worry about it. People have said that, hey, you need a booster. We'll see. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to figure it out. But anyways, that is the update on the brakes for now. So I've got another update video coming next. I'm going to talk about axles and just some other like miscellaneous little odds and ends. So if you are interested in that stuff, subscribe and follow me to the next video. I will see you then.